In this video, we will cover the how-tos around ITinvolve's change management solution, Change Lifecycle Management. The ITinvolve solution addresses a number of common obstacles in the change management process. In this video, we will cover creating a change record, defining change items, leveraging impact analysis to assess risk, managing the change approval process, and streamlining the CAB meeting with virtual CAB. Let's continue to look at an example from our previous videos involving John, Bruce, and Kelly. Bruce and the network team have identified an issue with a switch located in rack D5. This rack has an ESX server that one of the Finale middleware servers is hosted on. The decision is made that the switch needs to be replaced, and Bruce is preparing the change record. Bruce begins by selecting the type of change. By default, the change is set to normal, which means that it must go through standard change management process. Next, he needs to set the start and end dates, including times for the change. Once completed, Bruce fills out the description using the out-of-box template. He fills out the plan details, which include the implementation, test, verification, and rollback plans for the change. It's time for Bruce to define what objects this change will be targeted against. So John selects the Change Item subtab. He defines the change item by giving it a name, and then for the target object, selects the object that is the focus of the change. Each change item may have only one target object, but a change record may have multiple change items. Now he selects the type of change best represented by the list of options and leaves the status in the new position. John sets a start and end date and time for the change item. This date and time must be within the range of the date and time set for the change record. By updating this information accurately, teams can report and improve efficiencies around changes. Next, Bruce will update the description for the change item. If there are multiple change items, the description for the change item is meant to be the overview of how only this change item fits within the overall change. Now Bruce has the ability to click on the Change Item Plan subtab, where he provides specific details around the implementation, testing, verification, and rollback around only this change item. When completed, Bruce saves the information. By enabling change owners to define multiple change items within a change record with this level of granularity, the ITinvolve solution enables either the change owner or the CAB to effectively line item veto a change item when necessary. Then the vetoed change item can be moved automatically to another change record, and all the associated information will be preserved. Bruce is now ready to understand the potential impact of his change and clicks on the Impact Analysis tab. Bruce sees his change record represented by the multicolored puzzle piece and the change item by the green puzzle piece. If there were multiple change items, each one would have its own green puzzle piece and could be turned off and on from the selection tool on the right. Bruce is able to see that the object he is proposing to change is part of 4 perspectives. Bruce can also control how many degrees of separation he sees in this view. This view allows users to follow the impact path across perspectives to truly understand the impact of changes. Here, Bruce narrows his view to the network and Finale perspectives to better understand the impacted objects. Items in red represent objects that are directly impacted by the change item. When selecting an object in the overlapping nodes list, the system will automatically draw a connection to it so that the change owner or stakeholder can then right-click on that object to navigate to the different perspectives available and assess the impact from different vantage points. Next, Bruce clicks on Stakeholder Position to get an idea of who has been identified as stakeholders of the change. Bruce can also add additional stakeholders as needed. Once Bruce feels good with his assessment, he'll change the status from New to Publish to Stakeholders. At this point, he will have an opportunity to extend the notification of this change beyond the people that were automatically identified by our solution. In this example, John, Kelly, and Bruce are the 3 affected stakeholders. Once they are notified, each stakeholder logs into the system and is able to review the change and the impacts. They can also record information and assess the impact of the change from their vantage point. Each one then goes to the Stakeholder Position tab, where they weigh in as to whether they are a go or a no-go for the change. As they vote, they defend their vote with their comment. Here Bruce sees that John is a no-go because he is asking for a change in the start time of the change record. Bruce, John, and Kelly are able to discuss the change, and the discussion is captured in the activity stream. Here we see that John was a no-go and requested a change in the start time because the Finale application team had a previously scheduled change planned. Bruce accommodates John's request and updates the start time of the change, and John changes his vote from a no-go to a go. Now that all stakeholders have approved the change, Bruce alters the status of the change to Submitted for Approval, which automatically places it in the VCAB. The VCAB is a place where CAB members can identify changes that are ready for their review and approval. Here we see that Bruce's change request is ready for approval. The activity stream in the VCAB contains actions and comments relevant to changes that are ready for approval or ready for discussion. Remember that stakeholders and others following a particular change or objects involved in a given change are notified automatically and see just the collaborations that are relevant to them. The calendar plan is available anytime during the change process for CAB members, change owners, and stakeholders to identify potential change collisions and/or blackout violations. Here we can see that there had been a blackout for the SPICE application earlier in the week, and we can see the planned change for the Finale upgrade. However, all looks good for this change. CAB members can approve changes by changing the CAB status of the change record to approved. Otherwise, they can also change the status to on hold or rejected. Once the change is approved, Bruce proceeds to implement the change. When completed, Bruce updates the change record. First, he goes into the change item and updates the actual date and time information. Next, Bruce changes the implementation status in the change to implemented and closes the change record by checking the closed box. We hope that this video helps you understand how to use the unique ITinvolve solution to streamline the change process.